Hello guys, welcome to TNA Throwback. It's episode 22 and we are already post Victory Road. So let's quickly recap the pay-per-view. I At this time I have already posted the pay-per-view and I have already posted the results for in the video down below. You're gonna see this so you don't have to wait for the next episode to see the complete results. So Angelina Love became the new knockout champion, defeating Awesome Kong and four other girls in a gauntlet match. Kazarian retained the exhibition title over RVD via pulling the tights. For the pinfall, Scott Steiner managed to get a victory over Samoa Joe after Pete Williams helped him. Robbie E shockingly defeated Jeff Hardy to capture the global title after hairspraying him in the eyes. Christy Hemme hairspraying him in the eyes. Team 3D became the new World Tag Team Champions by being beer money. Jay Lito defeated AJ Styles in a no DQ match via the figure 4. Austin Aries defeated Chris Daniels in an I Quit match. World Elite, Abyss and Gunner defeated Angle and Jarrett when Jenner walked away. He walked out on the Angle. And in the main event, Mr. Anderson retained over Sting when a masked man interfered. He was revealed to be Jeff Jarrett. And Sting got distracted by the fact. And after the match, Jarrett waved for World Elite to come out. And they beat up Sting to close the pay-per-view. So 3 title changes on the pay-per-view. A huge heel turn. Here are the current champions. Robbie E is the global champion, Angelina Love is the knockouts champion. As you can see, I have complete title history even before I began the game. The world champion is Mr. Anderson. Tag team champions are currently Team 3D and the exhibition champions remains Kazarian. So I guess we are ready to kick off the Fallout show. As you can see, it's July 15th and is the Impact Post Victory Road. We currently have around 5 weeks of Impact till the next pay-per-view, which is Hardcore Justice on August 15th. So we have a lot of time to build up the next portion of the feuds. As you guys already know, this is a dark match. This doesn't count onto the show because it's a I usually do a recap from the previous week. I recap the most important thing that happened on last week's show. So the show actually begins with the second segment. So it's gonna be, let me just put the segments and I'm gonna explain to you. I think you already can guess what my idea here is, but we have to establish Jeff Jarrett's position since his turn was pretty shocking. So, the 3 opening segments are done. The show will open with Jeff Jarrett with World Elite, consisting right now of Abyss, Gunner, Douglas Williams, Gunner, and Bashir. They're gonna introduce Jeff Jarrett as the new leader. So all this build up for the following weeks was just for a heel turn by Jarrett, and he deceived Kurt Angle, he deceived Sting, he managed to strip Sting of the title, cost him the title. So we are gonna establish that Jeff Jarrett is the new leader of the main heel group on the show. So Jarrett is gonna speak. He'll say he never really liked Sting. It was all a con to get his trust and cost him the world title in the process. Sting and Angle are gonna come out. They're gonna start arguing about who will face Jarrett first, who will take on this son of a bitch. But at the end of the day, World Elite are gonna team up and they're gonna beat them down. So we're gonna have a heel victory in the first segment. Then we're gonna open the show after this. The first match on the show is gonna be the current tag team champions, Team 3D, who just won the titles on Sunday. So we are gonna have them losing to Abyss and Gunner, and they're gonna lose by hitting them with the World Tag Team title. So they're gonna cheat. But this is a match where I wanna establish Abyss and Gunner as somewhat of a team, somehow as a threatening team to the tag team titles, because Abyss and Gunner are part of World Elite and they're probably the strongest members of this stable. So I want to establish them as a tag team, and I will give them a win over Team 3D. I don't plan on doing a rematch between Team 3D and Beer Money. I have other plans for Beer Money, so I don't really have them appearing on the show either. So this is the match that I wanna do. So next on the show we'll have Austin Aries coming out. He's gonna be happy because he beat Daniels at the pay-per-view. He's gonna claim that he's done with Daniels after his I Quit match. And this is gonna be true, but who is gonna interrupt Austin Aries but AJ? And AJ is gonna talk about standing by his best friend, because I don't know if you remember, but Chris Daniels actually returned to TNA earlier in this year. I think it was in January. I don't think I was doing the game back then, but Chris Daniels returned and he helped AJ retain the title when AJ was world champion, and he fought Kurt Angle. So Chris Daniels helped AJ to retain and had a feud with Angle after match. So AJ is kind of trying to repay him here. He's gonna interrupt Aries. He's gonna say that he will get revenge for him beating Daniels. So this will set up our main event for tonight, which is gonna be AJ Styles versus Austin Aries, kind of shaking things up a bit. So the next match on the show is gonna be the Pope taking on Shannon Moore. Of course, for the past following weeks we have established that the Pope is trying to build a new faction, and the only member right now is Orlando Jordan, so we are gonna call them the Congregation. But there's no official mention of it. So right now it's just the Pope and Orlando Jordan. They're gonna team up and they're gonna win matches. I'm trying to put them over. So he's gonna defeat Shannon Moore. Then we're gonna have a celebration ceremony ruined. It's gonna be Jeff Hardy ruining Robbie E and Christy Hemi's celebration for the global title, but don't worry, this is not gonna continue their feud. Robbie is just gonna celebrate his win, and Jeff Hardy is gonna come out and he's gonna perform a twist of fate. But you're gonna see where I'm gonna position Jeff Hardy on the second part of the show. Next, we're gonna have a Joe interview. He's gonna tell Steiner he's gonna kill him next week when their rematch is scheduled to take place, because at the pay-per-view Steiner picked up a win by a distraction caused by his sidekick Pete Williams. The next match of the show, I think we'll get a very high rating here. We are putting up two good, really good technical guys against each other. Kurt Angle will face Douglas Williams from the World Elite. This is a follow-up from the first segment. Kurt Angle is gonna actually win clean, and he's gonna do a beatdown. So Douglas Williams is in fact in more trouble as he loses another match. Yeah, Abyss and Gunnar and Team 3D are gonna put on a good match, since all four guys are kinda big and can put on a good brawl. So this show got a good rating. Not this show, this part of the show. If you wonder how I'm choosing to pick the rating, I'm usually picking the higher rating, because after the show we're gonna merge the two booking sheets and we're gonna make a one show. We're gonna make them into a one show. So I pick up the higher rating and I just merge it. So for the X Division title, Kazarian will beat Jay Leto after RVD will try to even the odds. RVD will come out, he'll try to help Jay, he'll try to distract Kazarian, but actually he will distract the ref, and Kazarian is gonna hit a low blow on Jay and he's gonna retain the title. So it's gonna be a fuck finish. So we are gonna have Kazarian retain the title and continue his feud with RVD. This segment is gonna be, of course, we don't have the specific segment I want, so I'm just gonna book something and I'm gonna explain to you guys what my idea is. So of course, at the pay-per-view, Mr. Anderson retained the title over Sting by again having Jeff Jarrett interfere and actually reveal himself. A masked man interfere and actually reveal himself to be Jeff Jarrett. So that's all fine and good, you know. This is all advancing the storyline with World Elite, Sting, and all sorts. So we have to move on right now for the world title. We have to find new challengers for Mr. Anderson. So Bischoff will confront Anderson. Bischoff is gonna be extremely irritated by the fact that the world title match got again sabotaged by Jeff Jarrett for a second pay-per-view in a row. And actually Bischoff is gonna threaten Anderson that if he's affiliated to World Elite, he's gonna suspend him and he's gonna strip the title of him. So this is gonna be a serious threatening to Anderson. So you know, as far as this time goes, we know that Anderson is not affiliated with World Elite. This was just part of the plan for Jarrett to screw Sting. So Anderson will say that he also got surprised by Jarrett, and but he took the opportunity and retained the world title. So we don't really have any evidence that Anderson actually got helped on purpose by Jarrett. For right now, we only have evidence that Jarrett's agenda is to screw with Sting, and he doesn't really care about Anderson retaining or him being a champion. So I wanted to establish this because I don't want to create any confusion. So the next thing on the show, we're gonna have Motor City Machine Guns taking on LAX. This is a pretty random match. I don't really have plans right now for any of those teams. I really like the Machine Guns, but I don't have plans for them right now. Now we'll have Eric Bischoff announcing. This is very important. Eric Bischoff is going to announce that there's going to be a world title tournament taking place to determine the #1 contender for Mr. Anderson. It's going to begin next week. It's going to be a 3-round tournament starting with a first round, semifinals, and finals. So this is how we're going to determine the #1 contender for the world title. Because I thought that I haven't done a tournament in quite some time, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Plus, I got after this show, I got 4 weeks leading up to Hardcore Justice, so we have to come up with some sort of a material to cover all these weeks of Impact to have them make sense. So I think a tournament for a world title is gonna be interesting. So the next segment is gonna be Matt Morgan talking with Tom Cole. As you remember, on the Go Home show before a pay-per-view, Tom Cole tried to plead to Matt Morgan to give him a chance. So Matt Morgan is gonna accept this. He's gonna approve, and they're gonna face Steiner and Pete Williams. Tom Cole is gonna take the win, and they're gonna celebrate. So I think you already know, guys, what my idea here is. Morgan is finally gonna find his tag partner in Tom Cole, but this is just their first match competing. So we're gonna see how this team builds up. I don't really have plans for Morgan, so I think I'm gonna put him in this tag team and see how well he develops. After the feud with Hernandez, I just had to come up with something for him. Tom Cole is really doing nothing, so let's put them in attack and make them a baby faces. So this kind of storyline where Morgan was searching for his tag partner will probably end with him partnering up with Tom Cole. So the next thing on the show is gonna be Sting and Angle heavily arguing over Jarrett's betrayal, and they will have to figure out what to do next week, because they are on their own and World Elite is gaining numbers by the day. I wanted to do a debut, but I think I may have accidentally debuted her. Brooke Tessmacher is gonna debut by attacking the new champion Angelina Love. This is the next feud I'm gonna do in the Knockouts division. Angelina will come out. She's gonna be happy that she restored balance in the Knockouts division, but she's gonna be jumped by Brooke Tessmacher, who this is gonna be her debut. In the main event, we have Austin Aries taking on AJ Styles. Austin Aries is gonna pick up the win. by a small package, but after the match, Chris Daniels is gonna make run down and he's gonna attack Austin Aries. After the match, we're gonna have a safe angle by Jay Leto, running for a quick partner save. Jay Leto is gonna do a run-in after Austin Aries will be assaulted in the ring by Chris Daniels and AJ Styles, and this show is gonna end by Leto standing over Aries' side to defend Daniels from him from Daniels and Styles. So this way we are doing a crossover between the two feuds. Since you already know, Aries feuded with Daniels and Styles had a match with Leto, so I guess this will build up to a tag match. I don't know. We're gonna see. We have a lot of time, 90% for the X Division match, 91% for the Guns and LAX. Low rated here segments, 84. 68 for Love being attacked, 93% for Austin Aries and AJ Styles. So this show got pretty crazy in the ratings department for matches. So guys, this is the end of this episode. This was the Fallout show from Victory Road. We got 4 more weeks of TV until the next pay-per-view, which is gonna be Hardcore Justice on August 15th. So bye for now.